All right, guys, welcome back. The time has finally come. I can't believe my eyes. I've been waiting for this for over 2.5 years, if I'm not mistaken on my numbers. And I think this hit right during pandemic or right before or just in the beginning. Point blank is it took a long while. Just like my premium toys, Battletoads figures, they're missing in action. I have no idea where the hell they are. But here we have it, the Storm Collectible Battle of the Planets. Ken the Engle. Now, you don't understand how emotionally happy I am right now. This is one of the old school animes that first hit the American scene many moons ago, alongside things like Robotech and things like Voltron, obviously, growing up, and Astro Boy, but Gigantor, Messenger, you name it, this was that era or part of that era. And the most thing about this is that's emotionally invigorating for me is that they have never really done a line with good quality Battle of the Planet figures. In Spanish, it's called Salco Siete. And this is from none other than the renowned artist known as Tosonoku, okay? Which have done things like Karaz, if you guys know who I'm talking about. They also did a fabulous fighting game. That's probably one of the most best fighting games stuck on a console that no one can play unless you own it still, which is the Wii. And that's Tosonoku versus Capcom, which is a damn shame because it should not be trapped. Capcom should really think about remastering it for all consoles and bringing it back out, because it was criminally underlooked and nobody really played the game. And now it's super incredibly high priced in the aftermarket. So this is Ken, the leader of the Planet Eagles. This was one of those cartoons that you used to wake up to Saturday mornings and watch. And I remember watching this in my grandmother's house when I went to Puerto Rico. And this was like really big even over there. This figure is something that I've been highly anticipating. And as you can see in the packaging, they have the wonderful artwork right there in the front. Ages 17 and up. You see it says Ken the Engle right there. You turn it to the side and you see he has his depiction and portrait of how he looked like in the cartoon. I highly doubt that he's going to be this lanky and this petite, right? Because that is accurate to the show. But nonetheless, I'm pretty sure he's going to look really cool. And then they have some amazing product shots here in the back, as you see there, from the figure in different forms. And as you see here, it has the seal of approval right there. And it says Tosonoku Productions. Incredible. I'm glad that this is an official product, and it's about time. Battle of the Planets has been long overdue for a fantastic line, and it's finally here. Here we go, another shot of the toy, of the figure. This is a premium figure. It is about $95. It costs with tax and shipping. It was about $130 directly from Storm Collectibles. So I'm glad that it's finally made its way home. I'm so hyped right now. I can't even explain to you how hyped I am. It must say Battle of the Planets there some way, shape, or form. I don't know how to read Japanese, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So sit back, relax, enjoy a digital drink, and let's go back anime road with this exclusive classic look at this wonderful new piece from Storm Collectible that made it possible. And I'm blessed to be able to still be alive and see something on it from the anime Battle of the Planets. Here's Ken the Engle. Let's take him out of packaging and see what he has to offer. If he was worth the wait, if he's super fantastic, or if he's a dud. Either way, please, if you sit back and enjoy the whole ride and stay with me, I'm very grateful, because I know you don't have to. So I'll see you guys in a blink of an eye. Okay guys, so here we have Ken the Eagle out of packaging. And immediately when you take a look at him, he looks absolutely stunning. Like he came out right out of the animation and the artwork of Tatsunoko. But unfortunately, in the tradition of Storm Collectible, like they do with a lot of things, they make some engineering choices and figures that kind of make the figures feel very difficult to enjoy, to say the least. So, before I give you a closer look, the game I was trying to show you guys and talking about was this one right here for the Wii. You see it says Tatsunoko versus Capcom, and you see Ken the Eagle right there, right in the front, as one of the main characters, right? And it's awesome because they also have things like, created things like caching, you know? So, let's get a closer look at Ken and bring him closer to the camera. Over here. And you see the portrait of Ken looks really, really good. And he does that nice clear sun visor. And you see the green eye, the yellow, and the black, and then the red to symbolize the eagle on the helmet, with the little tail on the back, and then the front part you see it all the translucent, you know, shade in the front. It's like the beak of the eagle. And this is one of his capes that he brings, which they were drawn when they used to have the capes lowered. And then you see the blue collar, you have all this ivory white cape with the inside lining being red. And then you see the belt for G-Force, right? Which is another name that they used to call it. And then the boots, as you can see going down, are high stiletto boots that go almost to the top of his thigh. So to take a look at him closer, without the actual, wings, we have to remove them. So here's the back with the little separate feathers going down, which looks really cool and very, very accurate to what Ken looks like in the G-Force and Battle of the Planets animation. So let's just remove his head really lightly here, like so, real quick, just so you guys can see. And there we go. And then we remove this by pulling it over, because it's all one piece, and then put the peg back in his head, as you see there. It's kind of got a long neck, and you see that I have some paint bleeding there and paint bleeding on the neck. Now, this is what he looks like, obviously, in his whole form. There is the eagle tattoo in his chest, the black belt with the little pockets there, with the little holster pockets. This is the sheath for his batarang or hawk rang, if you will. This is his hand glove with the little communicator on one side, and then the hand glove on the other side, which is also blue. And going around, he's pretty much very par for the course for what Gotchaman and Battles of the Planet look like. So aesthetically, he looks excellent. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at what his other accessories that he came with are, which They're kind of light, but they make sense for the figure. So now let's take a look at what he came with, his accessories. And so here we have Ken and all of his accessories that he comes with. And as you can see, they're mainly related to how he looks aesthetically. In the actual animation, they would always draw him with different styles and looks. All of them, as a matter of fact, the whole team, of how the wings would be splayed out or spread out. And in this case, as you can see, Store Collectible chose to do them pre-posed as opposed to making one, I guess, cloth or plastic style cape with the feathers with actual wiring in it. That would be cloth goods, which I think would have worked probably best for this scenario. But again, I guess, like I said, some of their engineering is always comes off as a little weird, right? But nonetheless, I think it wasn't for lack of effort. I do think they meant well and the best for this character. So first of all, we'll start with this wing. And these are probably the best ones to display him with because they look like when he's gliding down, and you see that it has the nice red in it with the white, and then the blue collar, which is very simple, but it looks very cool on him, which I will display with in a bit, and you'll see. And he looks like he's gliding down, which is a very common scene within the actual animation. And then this one is like oval and like kind of like a oval circlish feel, like it's splayed out with the wind, kind of billowing and pushing it, and he looks like kind of like a Batman type of look with the wings wide open and spread, and they're very, very large from one end to the other. They're probably maybe about 10-12 inches, I would say. And they're pretty widespread. And then he comes with a plethora of different displayed hands. The first one's here. Here is kind of like the open, relaxed hands. Like, he's doing a kind of a martial arts type of pose, as you can see, right? That's one of the hands that we come with, one set. And a second set is the pointy fingers, where he's kind of like, he points out, which is something I think they did in the animation quite often. They pointed out at a person or in general. And the third rather, is the semi-relaxed and closed, look like a gripping, like a tiger claw type of grip. Tiger claw, like you're gonna do some tiger claw martial arts, right? Then of course we have the closed fist, the fisticuff for the fighting, hand-to-hand combat, as you can see, knuckles, bare knuckles. Then he has, because I changed it when I was playing with him and seeing how he felt, the kind of open with the two fingers up, kind of up, two fingers kind of up, like this, kind of like another pose or expression of like a martial arts move. And then this one is the holding of the like their boomerangs that they have, right? Which is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sets of hands, right? It would be 5 sets of hands with a total of to 12 hands altogether. Then we have the boomerang open, which looks like a little ship with that metallic green and the yellow on the tip on the corner. And then the open white, boomerang itself, which is really cool. And then you have the closed version that goes on the side sheath of him, so you can put it away, a la Power Ranger style. The way they did with their not their morphers, but their side pistol, where they turn to a sword too and stuff and gun. I forget what they're called, but yeah, the same way. Nice metallic green. They're painted very nice. But they feel like they're kind of made out of like that brittle plastic that if they fall, it might break. And then this is the one they had on the portrait. This is the more serious natured face. As you can see. I took it off because you can remove it so you can see. And then you can, just put the visor right back on. And it looks nice and clear with a nice gloss and shine to it. So he brings two portraits. So that is what he brings as far as accessories go. So pretty generous, but it's mainly just for display options based on how he was drawn in the animation. So now let's take a closer look at his articulation. So here we are. Let's take a look at Ken's articulation. And you see that I put the wings on him that I feel display best for him. And that probably won't be as intrusive for the articulation. Now, I have to say he is very hard to stand. For some reason, he doesn't want to stand on his own. That's one thing so far that I'm annoyed by. Now, as far as articulation, he has the butterfly on the shoulder, right? And he does bring up his hand that much for a T-pose. He has the traditional bicep swivel. Then he has a double there that looks very seamless on the elbow. Then on the wrist, he does have that hinge where you can move it left and right or in and out. But it's a ball hinge, so you can actually move it anytime you want. I like that you can do that too. And on his head, it goes left, it goes right. It looks down just a little bit, looks up just that much. And it kind of has like a little tilt. Not too much, but it's kind of there. Then, of course, you'll see that he has the torso cup, but it's a lot higher. It's almost like in his midsection there. So that part there does move. It does move, but it's very difficult because unfortunately, Storm Collectible did it again. This entire piece in here is a piece of rubber with nothing in it but just the mechanic sticks that hold the joints together to give it the articulation, which I freaking hate with a passion. And I hate when Storm does that, but that's what it is. So it's very difficult. You can turn it, it can go left, you can, tilt right. Then he has the base swivel. Then you can kind of hyper extend them back. And you see that the cape is very big and it feels loose. So you can hyper extend them back that much. And then you can forward extend them a whole lot like that. You see that kind of bunches up. And in the back, you get that kind of because it's an overlay that goes over it. And then you have to kind of fix it and line it up when you bring them back up, because this, again, is an empty piece. So turn it around like so, and then of course immediately one of the most annoying things is the foot or leg peg. See how small it is? Once again, they did it again. Really small, really thin, in between. And you see how when you lift this up, how thin it is. This is it. This is what you're working with. I hate when Storm does this. And the crotch piece is rubbery. So now, when I want to put the leg in, my leg came with the defect that it keeps popping off. I'm going to probably have to crazy glue it in so it sticks in and doesn't come out anymore. So I'm going to put it right in here in front of you guys so you can see what I mean. And I push it all the way in. And then every time you try to pose it, it just keeps on popping off. It's not broken. It just comes off really easy. So you do have a thigh swivel up there. And then you do have a double on the knee. Pin this. It's very smooth. Then you have the foot that goes back that much, up that much, a toe hinge, and then it has the forward pin rocker on both sides. So as far as the articulation, that is par for the course, and that is how, you know, for Storm's collectible, and that is as much range as you can get. So he can move, but because this is all plastic, it's annoying to put him in different poses because he really won't, you know, cooperate, or he'll look kind of funny if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm gonna try to pose him here. I'm gonna try to pose him here so you guys can see what I mean. So you guys can see what I mean, and hopefully with his actual torso, it won't be, you know, too hard. But as you can see, I'm going to try to put his leg up, like so, and then this one sideways, and see how he holds, which he should, because this is the kind of moves that they do in the animation. They're very, very, you know, flexible. They're very like ninja-esque in a sense. So there you have it. There you go. There you go. So it looks pretty badass like that. And it's holding pretty well so far. So I guess you can pose them, and that's a good thing. But the middle piece makes it difficult because it's very hollow, and you gotta keep lining it up, and the overlay always overlaps and gets stuck and comes off, and you gotta, you know, fix it basically. But that's what it looks like. So let's check out how we can do some of the accessories for him, or what the accessories look like with him on, which is not much, because as we know, it's mainly the two boomerangs. So here we have Ken the Eagle again, this time with the other splayed cape that makes him look, like I said, kind of like Batman. I got him with the pointy finger pointing upwards. This is another type of, you know, of look that they used to do in the animation. So to bring it up close, you see he has the little sheath for the boomerang weapon. So you kind of just slide it in there like so, which goes like that. That's really cool. And then if you want to put the other one that he comes with, like if you had two of them, which is the open one, you just slide it in there. like so. I usually like going like this so it can look like it has it coming out of the other side as well. And then it'll look like this. And you can have them, you know, posed out in that position. Let's see if I can get them to stand. So you guys can see what it looks like. Let's see if I can get them to stand, of course. Give me a second. Like I said, also the fact that the fact is also that the wings, right? The feathered wing cape that works as a cape, but it also supposed to be like wings. Is very they're soft, but they're still heavy at the same time. So it kind of makes him so top heavy that he doesn't want to really stand. So I got it on him, put him there, so you can see real quick what he looks like. And you see that he has on him, one on that hand and one on the sheath. So you get to display him like that too, and he looks very cool. So they have Ken, you know, the eagle with the accessories on. So now I guess I'll show them with a few comparisons, just so you can have an idea what he looks like next to other figures. So here's a comparison of what he looks like next to the Super 7 Lion metallic version of Voltron. That's the figure form, but Voltron comes from the same time and era as Battle of the Planets or Gotchaman or whatever, you know, it was called when you watched it. And you see they look pretty cool next to each other in height. He stands maybe about, I'd say, 9 inches, so really nice colors, but there's one comparison. And here we have him next to the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Fury Ranger. You see that it has that same anime kind of look and inspiration, and Ninja at the same time. But look at the scaling, how small it is, right, in comparison, you know, from 6 to 9 inches. But it looks still pretty cool because the colors, they kind of pop next to each other, which is really cool, and it works. Here he is next to the NECA Defenders of the Earth, the Phantom, which also is from that era, a little bit later on, but looks really awesome as well. As you can see, Phantom is more in the 7-inch range, so they kind of scale a little bit better, but still, all in all, looks really cool. And here I have him next to one of the latest Gundam Universe Gundam figures. I forgot his name and the number, but he looks really beautiful, really fantastic, as you can see next to him. And this is more on the 6-inch scale, and he's more on the 9-inch, but you see how nice they complement each other with the colors and all stuff like that. And here's one last comparison. Here he is next to the NECA Disney Ultimate Gargoyles Goliath, and you see that they kind of stand almost the same height, as you can see, and they feel like the same type of figure almost, so as far as the plastic and quality goes. So there you have it, guys. There's the comparison. Now let's go to my final thoughts and you know, and the end of this review on Ken the Eagle. Alright, guys, and here we have it. Here is Ken the Eagle from the Storm Collectibles Battle of the Planets, or Gotchaman Tosunoku anime character in all of his glory on the spinner, right? So, is he an awesome figure? Aesthetically, he is incredible. He is absolutely incredible because he's an amazing representation of what the Ken character is for the Gotchaman and Battle of the Planets universe and anime. And it is amazing that we're finally getting him, and it's amazing that we're finally getting figure representation of these characters. And I give kudos to Storm Collectibles for reaching out and taking the chance to make and create figures based off this actual animation and license, right? I think it's great that they're doing that. Now, do he have some shortcomings? Absolutely, definitely, and it's because of the choices of engineering that Storm still continues to do with some of their figures, and in this case having the hollow chest and also having the smaller pegs with the very thin piece in the middle of the crotch, where it feels like maybe after moving it for some time it might break, crack, or fall apart on you and keep popping out. Hopefully that won't be the case at all, and hopefully this is just my figure that came that way. It is not too overbearing. I think a little bit of glue will fix the issue, because it's not going to hurt it. It's just going to reinforce it to stay in there, and it won't hurt the articulation as well. But still, it's a quality control issue that should be addressed, because these figures are not cheap. These are premium quality figures, and they're sold as a premium product at $95 or $97 with the tax and shipping at $130. There should be no reason and no excuse why this figure has any QC issues, to be quite honest. But sometimes it happens. And to be quite honest, one of the other bad parts of Storm Collectibles is the customer service. The customer service is really, really bad. I had this figure in my old address, and I tried to get in contact with them for a while to try and change it, to correct it so that it wouldn't come to the wrong address. And it did come to the wrong address. Fortunately enough for me, that the people that live in my old apartment were decent enough to not steal it and to bring it to me, and I didn't miss out and lose my money on the character. And obviously I'm getting the figure in hand, because they probably would have never replaced it for me if it did get indeed stolen, because again, to this day they never responded to me, even on actual Instagram. I know The Amazing has a lot of good history and a lot of good experiences with them, but I'm not The Amazing. They don't give me these things free. They don't give me these things out of their pocket. I pay for these, and if they talk to The Amazing, thank God for him for being blessed, because for me, they don't ever speak to me, and they left me waiting, which is why I chose not to buy from them ever again, from their actual site, because of the fact that the customer service for me, I honestly feel, is absolutely garbage. Their products are still good, yes, and I have a lot of things I'm looking forward to, but as far as the experience, it's not great, right? And I'm just being honest, right? Not trying to slander them, I'm just being honest. And for you guys to kind of be careful to buy from them directly. I would suggest Big Bad Toy Store, because they're the official seller and vendor for them here in the States. So guys, I give it a thumbs up, and I think he's a must own. I think you should have him on your shelf, especially if you're a fan of it and you're from my era. And remember, these characters vividly and always thought about how cool it would have been to have good figures and representation of them somewhere down in our lifetime. I remember they did have some figures long ago, but they weren't like the greatest, and those didn't have a lot of articulation, and they're very highly expensive. You try to get them in the aftermarket. So thank God that we have another chance at something that maybe not be as cheap because it's too expensive, but at least it's a little easier to acquire because it was, it's still new and it's still available in, present day. Now, you can't get this anymore from the actual Store Collectibles website because it's sold out, but you can get it from somewhere like Big Bad, and I believe like Entertainment Earth, and even other outlets like, maybe Ryan's Toys and things like that. So good luck. I hope you guys find it. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below about the figure, and let's have a conversation. If you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Share this video with someone you think might like it. Thank you for stopping by. For those of you that continue to support, because without you, my channel would not be sustained. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing and appreciate what I did, and were nice enough to actually subscribe and become part of my family, thank you. Because I know you didn't have to, but since you did, I'm very grateful and I'm very humbled. As always, you guys can find me any of the social media outlets. It's all down in the description below. These videos are recorded in 4K and 60 FPS. So I would implore you to come by after it's been uploaded for a while and view it in the highest quality if you choose so. Also, if you guys ever want to donate anything to my channel, there is a way you can do so. In any of the social media outlets, give me a DM and we'll work out the particulars, whether it's something you want me to highlight, like review like this, or a game or something. I would be more than glad to do so. I would be extremely humbled, and I would really appreciate the love and support. Now, if you want to help my channel directly, because you want to help my channel grow or help me out to expand and get better products and continuous things like this to review in the future, you can do it also and help me out if you have the means to, from the kindness of your heart, because you want to, not because you have to. You can do it with my PayPal and Patreon information, which is also down in the description below. But remember, it's not mandatory. Guys, this is your host, Ebot, signing off in another episode of Toys in My Closet. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep collecting. Have fun doing it. But just be careful, be mindful, and respectful to others, because we're still in trying times. Check you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.